60 yards out from goal, and John Milan is the corner forward, and that's the pressing game that they're playing. I feel if Waterford are going to win this, they're going to have to get goals, so you're going to have guys in closer to goal. I mean, that's where Shane Walsh's goal came from. I mean, Kilkenny will be happy enough that John Milan is out there and he's popping points over the bar from 40 and 50 yards out once there's no goal threat, and I think if they win the game, they're going to have to put more pressure aside there for goals.
Look, as Davy Fitz have looked at some of the things that Waterford have done a lot of good things, but they've made a few mistakes there. What will they be saying now? What will they be doing?
He's hoping now that the full back line will show up.
Yeah.
You know, the Declan Prendergast will show up the full back line, especially if the big men, if Henry is in there or if Martin Comerford is in there. That's where the big problem is, the full back line. Their half back line is playing great, their midfield are playing great. Now their half forward line need to win more ball. I think they should bring out Owen Kelly. He's doing nothing inside the corner forward. If they bring him out to midfield, at least he'll walk there, he'll win frees. He needs to be brought farther out the field. But they just have to keep the same attitude, you know, and cut down on the silly errors that they're making in defence.
I think one approach thing as well, if they go back over their last couple of matches, you look at the Galway game, they were down, you look at Tipperary, they will get their purple patch in the second half.
6 points isn't much.
And the thing about it is, sir, Kilkenny are obviously playing well, but they're playing in a kind of a comfort zone now. And if Waterford got a couple of scores, everything could change.
Yeah, well, as Tomas says there, to get the scores that really hurt them, they need goals. And their game is they have to go out the field for the ball, so they're allowing off it. Now, there's Henry Shefflin there. In the first half and all this year, just remarked the boys for the match, he's assuming great leadership. Now, maybe he's not the official captain, but to me on the pitch, he's onto the lads all. He's definitely onto the half-back line. I think during the second half as well, I'd expect Derek Lane to come on because it's met from around the middle. Michael Rice just doesn't seem to be into it. Now, maybe he'll buck up the second half, but I think he'll come on.
I think maybe for Waterford as well, you're going to see Dylan Dan the man come in at some stage with 10 minutes to come into the game just to give an injection.
By the time he comes in, you know, the timing of bringing in a sub is absolutely vital here. That they don't. Now the crucial thing is they don't concede a goal. They don't concede a goal.
Back out on the field, ready to go for the second half. Let's go back to Ger Canning and Michael Dignan.
No changes, Michael, at the start of the second half that we can see. I don't think there are any. Saw Davy coming out there. Bernard Dunn's with him, by the way, the champion boxer, and Bernard's in supporting Waterford this afternoon as they are under pressure immediately at the start of this second half. Henry Shefflin, the star of the first half, trying to take it up onto his stick. Back there as well, trying to defend valiantly, is Stephen Malumphey in the white helmet, number 11. So both sides looking for the perfect start to the second half. That time it is Declan Prendergast who stands strong against Henry Shefflin, gets it away. Not a great clearance because into it straight away is Michael Rice. Didn't make a great deal of headway. Supported there by Cha Fitzpatrick. Picked up, however, by Shane O'Sullivan. Hooked brilliantly there by Fitzpatrick. Comes back once again here towards Henry Shefflin. He is working so hard everywhere and anywhere, not just starring in terms of getting the scores, as Michael Dignan was saying during the first half. That's Tony Brown hand passing back as far as Owen Murphy. Under pressure, gets it away. Dropped there by Kevin Moran. One back here once again by John Tennyson, supported by Jackie Turrell, and Turrell fires it all the way in. Eddie Brennan lurking with intent, got to stick to it, but Clinton Hennessy picks it up here. 20 metres away from his own goal, making the clearance, trying to set up Waterford once more through Owen McGrath, keeping it moving in there. One for Owen Kelly to race after, but getting there first and closing the door was JJ Delaney, the Kilkenny fullback, getting it way down the field towards Richie Power, reaching up for it magnificently. Power is away, has support. Henry Shefflin can't quite reach it. The hand pass was poorly delivered, and there was surely a simple point at the very least there for the taking.
Well, I think he did the right thing, but he just overcooked the hand pass. Brilliant catch. You saw him hooking there a few minutes ago as well, but look at the pace again. He just burned Brick Walsh and O'Connor, and just a yard too high and chance wasted.
Richie Power, a point scorer during the first half. Tennyson going for this one, needing support, however. That was JJ Delaney leaving the ball behind him. Tennyson's back on his hands and knees, trying to free it across there towards Brian Hogan, the big O'Loughlin Gales player. To the other centre half back, Michael Brick Walsh, fouled. Free to Waterford.
But Jerry, we've seen Kilkenny over the years, they're so dangerous at the start of the second half. You know, the amount of times they get a goal or two in that period. So it's up to Waterford now. There could have been a goal there. They need to keep their concentration for the first 5 or 10 minutes again.
As Dan Shanahan prepares.
Yeah, you have Dan Shanahan, Ken McGrath, Maurice Shanahan. First time in a long time I think Waterford have serious options on their bench, and they could have a big part to play before the game is over.
Tony Brown, big one, dropping 20 metres out from the Kilkenny goal, all the way in towards the goal scorer Shane Walsh. Oh, another one! goals in his championship career, 2 this afternoon. 38 minutes are gone.
Yeah, and he's a very good footballer as well, Jerry. Wins a great ball here, rounds JJ, and a great finish with his right boot. He's a very game player, very strong, and did the right thing, headed straight for the goals. A brilliant finish.
The man from 4 Mile Water, as you say, noted as a footballer. 2 attempts at goal, 2 goals scored. 3 between them. Richie Power again. Slipping it all the way in. Finally running out of space. It's a puck out to Waterford, and it was another great run by Richie Power, but neither of the 2 incisive runs so far have threatened Davy Fitzgerald's team completely.
Yeah, Richie, very pacey, let the ball drop there and went to flick it in over the head, and
no end product.
No end product, and that's twice now, and his confidence is going to be affected.
Puck out here is short as far as Malumphey. Robbed brilliantly by Michael Rice. What a match we've got here at Croke Park in the first of the All-Ireland Hurling semi-finals. Owen McGrath over there, pushed. Free in to Waterford. And you can see Owen McGrath revved up. They're all revved up. But they need to keep a lid on it as well, because they're up against the team who are past masters of being in situations like this one here. The men from Kilkenny. They won't flinch.
Yeah, but Waterford have to take comfort from all the games in the championship this year. They finished very, very strong in all those matches, and they're very fit, and they need to drive on now with every chance, and this is a vital free now for them.
For Owen Kelly, as TJ Reid's being prepared, comes off the post, comes back down again towards Shane Welch. This time couldn't get a shot in, however, and TJ Ryan gets it away. That's 5 goals that the Kilkenny defence has conceded here in the championship this year. Only 1 conceded towards the very end of last year's All-Ireland final. The only goal they conceded in the entire championship. The pile-up here is going to be eventually resolved by the ball being thrown in by referee Barry Kelly from Westmeath. Just watch this again here. This is Shane Walsh. That was some goal. Well, Shane Walsh today playing in just his 6th championship match. Got his first ever score 2 weeks ago, and now it's the time for the man who was the super sub in the All-Ireland final, TJ Reid. You remember he came on in the second half as a replacement for Martin Comerford then, and scored 4 wonderful points. And everything is going Waterford's way right now as the referee is having words with Michael Rice over there. And there could be another yellow card here. Well, Kilkenny realise now they're in quite a battle here. Still ahead by 3 points. Yellow card for Michael Rice. And Martin Comerford is once again going to be the one who's replaced by Kilkenny. Number 23, TJ Reid, is in.
Yeah, well, that's more to do with Brick Walsh. He's had an outstanding game, and Eddie Brennan now gone in centre forward.
As Owen Kelly, who's scored 4 points so far, all of them in the first half, all of them from frees. Huge distance out, huge accuracy as well. What a point for Waterford and for Owen Kelly.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's struggling with his game from general play, but his level of free taking is unbelievable, and another great score from off out on the sideline.
We're watching 2 of the great free takers in action in this match, but the general play is exhilarating as well. So much to enthuse about. It's a Waterford sideline ball. Just watch this again here from Owen Kelly's lift. Marvellous technique, terrific accuracy. 212 to 210. Short sideline ball by Waterford. Driven in now towards Shane Welch once again. Down by JJ Delaney, only as far as McGrath. And Owen McGrath fires it and puts it wide. Close, but not close enough.
Yeah, and it's been just a failing of maybe Owens over the years. Like simple chances like that he's really working hard. Tommy Walsh has only hit a couple of balls in the game, and that's a really easy chance, and he hits it wide.
Well, this is what happened here that resulted in a yellow card a little while ago. And it was for Michael Rice. The other end, Kilkenny here with Eddie Brennan fouled And the referee for protest is going to bring the ball right onto the 20-metre line, and it becomes an easier free for Kilkenny. Silly by Waterford. When has a referee ever changed his mind where a free and a foul and so on has been concerned? Human nature, I guess. But it now means it's a relatively simple tap over for Henry Shefflin, unless you're thinking in terms of another attempted goal.
Well, normally I think he would, but I don't think so now. They haven't scored since half-time, 8 minutes in. So I think he's just going to tap this over the bar and try to settle down Kilkenny, because there's no doubt they're rattled. Waterford have come out of the traps in the second half. They're hitting, they're giving it everything. They're playing with ferocious heart. And, I'd say they smell, a bit of a weakness in Kilkenny today that hasn't been there for a long, long time.
Well, it's 3 yellow cards. That one for Aidan Carney for Waterford players. Is it possibly the 5-week gap between Leinster final and today?
I wouldn't make excuses for them. I think they've done it before, but they've all this panel and all these great training sessions down there. I just think Waterford are playing very well, and they've put last year firmly behind them, and they're playing with great heart today. And Kilkenny are playing well as well. It's not that they're not playing well. Henry is coming over to have a word. Is there a blood sub?
This is it again here. This is Eddie Brennan going through a little while ago. That's where he was taken down. Free put over the bar by Henry Shefflin. He's got a goal in 7 so far out of 213. 3 points the margin, as you can see. And Richie Hogan is being introduced. And I think it may be just a temporary substitute for Henry Shefflin. Yes, it is. They'll be hoping that Henry is back in the match pretty quickly. Richie Hogan reached for that one, couldn't quite take it. Finally, out of that uncertainty, it's Stephen Malumphey working his socks off, playing a very deep role. Effectively midfielder, up as far as Owen McGrath. Spills loose again here as far as Owen Larkin, taking it forward, drawing the foul, free into Kilkenny. And remember, Henry Shefflin's off the field, receiving attention at the moment, but there are several others who can take the frees.
Yeah, Richie Hogan will take it, but that just shows you the work ethic again of the Kilkenny forwards. Brilliant tackling. Malumphey was trying to drive out, he couldn't get away, and eventually won the free.
And a yellow card for Malumphey. The yellow cards have been dished out now, thick and fast. And Henry Shefflin's back in once again, and Richie Hogan will make way.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of yellow cards, and it's not a dirty game. I don't think there's been a dirty stroke in it, but the referee's been consistent. Any of these head-high tackles, maybe apart from one he's missed in the first half, he's given a yellow card for them.
On a very tense afternoon, 45 minutes are gone. Henry Shefflin 1-7 so far. That is the 45-metre line from the Waterford goal. Straight as a clothesline and over the bar. Another for King Henry. 4 points. Well, it's 214 to 210. The yellow card tally so far, 4 apiece. Again, the referee blowing his whistle. A bemused look on the face of Shane Welch. This is what happened here.
A brilliant catch again by Tennyson, but he's caught 3 or 4 brilliant balls. It's a great skill of a lot of Kenny players. Tommy Walsh, JJ Delaney, John Tennyson, just very, very good in the air.
Charles Fitzpatrick to hit this free. Dropping 20 metres out for the Waterford goal. Great collect there by Michael Brick Walsh. Trying to get away there from TJ Reid. And that should rally the troops, you would imagine. And lift their sagging morale once again after the last few scores and last few decisions going against them.
Yeah, and the first time I saw him at centre-back was against Kilkenny in the league this year. He was brilliant that day, got man of the match, and he's carried that form right through all this championship. He's just been a revelation at centre-back.
Clinton Hennessy has been a revelation in goal as well. Let's see how he does with the frees. Brilliantly caught back there by JJ Delaney. What a player. Broken down by Aidan Carney for Malumphey to come onto. Trying to get the ball away, ran into Kilkenny players. Too many of them are there. Tommy Welch gets it away. The man from Tullaroan. Beautifully down as far as Henry Shefflin once again trying to turn, getting away from his man, away from Declan Prendergast, and gliding it over the bar almost effortlessly. A goal and 9 for Henry. What a point that was. And Waterford backs are having major problems trying to keep tabs on the number 10 here. That was an absolutely superb score.
Yeah, and what's good in hurling, we saw there brilliant chasing by Eddie Brennan, put pressure on, and Tommy came out with the ball, and a great diagonal ball to Henry and brilliant skill over the bar.
Richie Hogan's back on. He's replacing Aidan Fogarty. That, I presume, is now a permanent substitution. Seamus Prendergast gets it in towards Shane Welch. Lets it run on, however. Picked up here by PJ Ryan, the goalkeeper. Beaten twice. Same as Clinton Hennessy. Beautifully taken here by Richie Hogan. And Richie Hogan fires it over the bar. That's some introduction. Remember, he got a goal and 10 in the league final against Tipperary, which was one of the games of the season, and couldn't get his place in the championship, starting 15 after it.
You can see here, Jerry, he brought it down to himself. Brilliant touch and over the bar, and he could have headed for the goals if he wanted.
4 points in a row now for Kilkenny. Owen Larkin wanting more, helping out, firing it in. Henry rises for it, runs in beyond him. Clinton Hennessy swiftly out once again. Malumphey gets there, but the ball skids, beats him, and beyond Michael Rice as well. It's going to be a line ball for Kilkenny. Well, now, can they hatch a few plans? Is it time to introduce big Dan Shanahan, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I bringing in Dan Shannon and Ken McGrath before it's too late. You know, Kilkenny are now 6 points up. If they go 7-8, there's no point bringing on lads then.
Rice cutting it in. Runs loose there as far as Noel Connors. Up as far as Kevin Moran. Here comes Seamus Prendergast. Waterford need a score. Can they get it somewhere? Runs on as far as PJ Ryan again. Once more, out as far as Jackie Terrell. Lovely, composed, cohesive play. It from a distance, over 45 metres out. Doesn't beat Clinton Hennessy, however. And back once again towards Malumphey. Trying to get by. Trying to get away from Michael Rice. Held there by the midfielder for Kilkenny. Free to Waterford, and they'll bring out Owen Kelly to hit this. They need a score, but this is from a huge distance out. Now, can he make it? His team are 6 points behind. Still looking down to see whether or not the triumvirate for Waterford are going to consider bringing on Dan Shanahan there on the right, or maybe his brother Morris. Kelly, meanwhile, 5 points so far. One in the second half. Big distance away, but he's capable of getting it. And he's got it! It's down to a 5-point game. 20 minutes still to play. Well, they needed that one because they hadn't scored for some 9 minutes, Waterford. PJ Ryan looking there for TJ Reid. Again, they carry it forward here with some menace, and that's a fine score, beautifully hit over the bar there by Michael Rice. First of the afternoon for him. Both of the midfielders have now got among the points. Cha in the first half, and Rice now getting this one in the second, so it's back out to a 6-point game once more.
Yeah, another great battle there. Malumphey and Rice in the middle of the field really turn into each other, and really enjoying watching that battle developing over there.
That's a great catch. That's brilliantly taken there by Kevin Moran. The De La Salle player was fouled by John Tennyson. Referee spotted that one. Not much doubt about it. Watch the swing across here with the stick. There you go.
Yeah, but I would have felt he was playing the ball there. You know, he went across the ball, across the hurl, and he's been booked here now, I think, fairly harshly. There's a lot of yellow cards being handed out, and it's not a dirty game.
It certainly isn't that's for sure. But it is a yellow card, as you say. And it's time for change, and Dan Shanahan, number 18's about to come on. Well, now, can he deliver? He's got about 20 minutes, including maybe a minute or two of injury time at the end. Owen Kelly. This to eat once again into Kilkenny's lead. He's got it. It's 2:17 to 2:12, and Dan Shanahan is replacing Seamus Prendergast. Dan Shanahan comes on to play for Waterford for the 48th time in the championship. A disappointed Seamus Prendergast going off. Shanahan's tally of scores is amazing, really. 20 goals and 53 points in his championship career. This is the day they need another goal or two. TJ Ryan pucking it out, straight down the middle. Racing in here. It's Hogan once again. The little pan pass to Reid. Oh, well blocked. Comes back out. Hogan again. And in the end, it's Tony Brown who gets it away for Waterford. The two substitutes for Kilkenny had a genuine goal chance that time. Michael Rice back in once again. Pressure again on the Waterford backs. That time it's magnificently caught in there by Aidan Carney. Linking up there with Noel Connors and the man from Passage. The young lad gets it away out into the middle where Michael Rice is there to hoover it up and immediately. Back down to Henry Shefflin. Henry fires it and Henry's put it over the bar. There is little or nothing this man can do wrong. It's a goal and 10.
Yeah, Joe, but Richie Hogan, since he came on, has been unbelievable. Brilliant catch there, a hand pass to the inside. Maybe could have tapped it over the bar himself. And Henry then with another great point.
This was the chance. That was well blocked down. And away come Waterford again with Kevin Moran. Firing it in from near the sideline, but he's put it wide. Well, that will exasperate the Waterford fans here. 10 wides now in all for them. They need a lift.
Yeah, and here's, you see Richie coming through there. Big hand pass, a la DJ Carey style. And great block there. I think it might have been Declan Prendergast coming across there, threw his body in front of him, made a great save.
On a day when Henry Shefflin's got something like 11 scores out of 13 shots so far. Quite a statistic as Michael Brick Walsh gets it back for Waterford once again. Defending there, Jackie Tyrrell lost it to Dan Shanahan. Shanahan trying to take on JJ Delaney, firing it into Milan. Only 1 point from the first half for him. Back towards Shanahan. Didn't reach him, but it reaches John Tennyson. And Kilkenny get out of jail once again, down towards Eddie Brennan. Crossing the 65-metre line. James Chaw Fitzpatrick. One man in there waiting for it. In a Kilkenny shirt, but Henry Shefflin didn't get to that one. Clinton Hennessy did. Gets it out towards Stephen Malumphy. Blocked down. Pressure on again. Waterford's backs in difficulty. Noel Connors facing back towards his own goal line. And the referee blows his whistle. Hearts in the mouth stuff for Waterford fans. It heats up. Henry Shefflin's getting very, very agitated. And Clinton Hennessy, you saw what he did. Well, the referee didn't. Needs to be careful, needs to be disciplined. It's a time for cool heads.
Yeah, Henry just got tangled up there with Declan Prendergast and see him pulling out of his jersey there, and I think everyone in the Waterford backline wanted to have a go at him after that. So that's always a good sign for the forward anyway.
Michael Brick Walsh was spoken to there by a smiling referee, Barry Kelly, who of course handled the All-Ireland final between these same two counties last year as well. Derek Ling is being prepared, by the way, maybe coming in. Meanwhile, pressure is on the Kilkenny backs once again. And again it is Michael Kavanagh there, playing in his 11th semi-final in 12 years. Hand passing it out here towards Brian Hogan. Caught here in the middle of the park. Eddie Brennan. Down towards Henry Shefflin. Getting space, trying to get away from his man. And Henry Shefflin makes it look easy.
That's another brilliant score, Gerard. Brilliant ball by Michael Kavanagh, simple ball, but Eddie Brennan is doing what you should do on a very influential centre-back. He's drifting way away from him. A brilliant diagonal ball into Shefflin again and over the bar. A brilliant score. That's 111 from Shefflin now.
And Derek Ling has just come in place of James Chaw Fitzpatrick. Well, to be able to take off a player as influential as Chaw and bring on an equally talented Derek Ling, that's just an indication of the strength that Kilkenny have in their paddle. Quite amazing. Declan Prendergast here. Bit of a gap developing. Malumphy trying to close that gap while there is still time. Great shoulder by Michael Rice. Still it's Malumphy trying to go after this ball himself and trying to kick it forward. Has played football, of course, and quite a bit of it. This time it's into the middle here as far as Ling. Out as far as Eddie Brennan. Brennan's shot gone to the right and gone wide. Still 2:19 to 2:12. 7 points between them. 58 minutes are gone. So we've about 12 remaining. Brian Hogan under pressure here. Breaks down there as far as Mullane. Can he get going? Shoulder there by John Tennyson. Hefty shoulder. Helped out by Hogan with the clearance. Down there, once again here by Owen Murphy. Marvellous corner back for Waterford. Making headway. Up here as far as Owen Kelly. Near the sideline, having a crack. Great point. Brilliant score by Owen Kelly. 1 from play. 8 in all now.
Yeah, and I think Owen Kelly out in the wing, you need him out there. He's a great athlete. Covered 30-40 yards across the field and took that. And Owen Murphy having a great game again for Waterford. The cornerback set that up.
6 between them. Waterford fans will still believe it is possible. They've done so much better than in the All-Ireland final. Under pressure, however, once again here from TJ Reid, and TJ Reid is fouled, and it's going to be a free in, and there can't be too much doubt about it. The referee indicating that there was a push there. So more pressure on the Waterford backs.
Brick came across there and
into the back, I think the referee has decided, rather than the fair shoulder to shoulder. You're shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head, I'm not sure. I didn't see TJ Reid looking for the free or anyone from Kilkenny.
Henry Shefflin's going to take it.
Yeah, I think that boo was more towards the ref now than at Henry.
111 so far.
I have to say, Joe, I don't like to hear that.
Nobody does. He's got it.
It doesn't bother him, but there's no part in that. In hurling, you might hear that at soccer or whatever, but you don't hear that at hurling.
Well, we were hearing it in football beforehand in the earlier match, every time the free takers took a kick. Not exactly terribly sporting, but it happens. McGrath back out here as far as Owen Kelly. Good looking shot, great point. 2 in a row from play now for Owen Kelly, the man who was Waterford's leading scorer in last year's All-Ireland final, on a very, very disappointing day for the Daisha. So back to 6 points again. I know of one couple across in America who are still hoping that it's going to be possible for their day and their team. That's Owen and Jennifer Carroll. They're well known down in Welsh Fork. They're on their honeymoon and they're in Florida. And right now they're seeing Waterford get another free and a chance to pile more pressure with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, you have to give Waterford huge credit, Jared. They've stuck at it all through the second half, and to get a goal, you never know. There's still 10 minutes to go.
Tony Brown to hit it. Great catch there under pressure by Jackie Tyrrell. That's great cornerback play by Tyrrell, the former captain himself, of course. Henry Shefflin couldn't reach her, but Michael Brick-Walsh can. Nicely outside here to Tony Brown, under pressure, gets it into the corner here. Racing across to take it is John Tennyson. What a match he has played at left half back, and what a match Tyrrell is playing as well. Back out there as far as Henry Shefflin with a goal and 12 so far. And Henry Shefflin has missed.
He's human.
He really is human. But it means that Kilkenny have had 7 wides. I wonder what he is feeling, Brian Cody. A man who is in charge for the 47th time today of a championship team, as Maurice Shanahan comes on to join his brother, and Jamie Nagle is coming on as well. So 2 substitutes. Can they make a difference? Jamie beaten for that first one. Comes back out here to Eddie Brennan. Huge shot, a superb shot. That's a goal and 2 for Eddie Brennan. 2:21 to 2:14. It's pretty much now as people expected it would be.
Yeah, Eddie Brennan's move to centre forward has worked well. He's won a lot more ball than Martin Comfort did, and scored a couple of great points as well.
Under pressure here, Owen Kelly trying to get it up onto his stick, but getting there first is the very busy Richie Hogan. He'd love to be in the championship team if they get to reach the final itself in September. Meanwhile, Owen Kelly looking for another one. Oh, comes down off the post towards Dan Shanahan, but he can't get. He does. Maurice Shanahan follows it up, and it's gone wide. Out for a 40, out for a 65. Wide off a Kilkenny stick. It was a goal chance.
Yeah, great reaction there from Big Dan. Somehow got his hand on the ball. They're not sure if he pulled it out of
Jersey. There was a jersey pull there as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just watch it there now. In fairness to TJ Ryan, he got down very quick, and good save. Could have been the goal that we were waiting for.
Well, it certainly would have set the seal on this match for a grandstand finish. whether or which it has been always interesting, usually very, very exciting. Owen Kelly to take this. 9 points so far. There'll be still 7 minutes left to play, perhaps another 2 onto that. He's dropping it in, he's good! It's gone all the way to the back of the net. As in the All-Ireland final, he's got a goal and 9. 4 points the margin. 2:21 for Kilkenny, 3:14 for Waterford. They're not finished yet. It's an amazing match. Great semi-final. Richie Power now taking off. Suddenly Kilkenny jolted back into life again. Timely reminder that Waterford are not beaten. Michael Rice fires it and he's put it wide. Bit by bit, Waterford have kept on plugging away.
But Jared, they've done this all year. They've showed fantastic heart in all their games and they're finishing strongly. Here's Ken McGrath coming on. What a player to be coming on now for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Number 30 on his back. There's Ken on for his brother Owen McGrath. Great to see him back. The All-Ireland final more or less flew past him and he never really played as he can. Owen's disappointed going off, but his brother is on. Now can Waterford get the next score? 4 points between them. 6 minutes are left. A pile-up, the referee still allowing it to develop and then deciding rather belatedly it's time for the whistle. Who's going to reach this year's All-Ireland final? First of the final, a second semi-final coming up live on the Sunday game next Sunday afternoon. That's Tiffin Limerick. Right now it's John Tennyson. They've had something of a scare. And there's a push and there's a free out. Henry Shefflin shaking his head, saying he got it wrong. I think it may well have been just a slip, in fact, if we get a chance to see that.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I was looking straight down on top for him. I thought Henry made a great run from behind his man. One possession. A very harsh free, and it could have big consequence on the game.
Could indeed. Again, it is caught in there by Michael Rice, working really hard, and the referee saw him being tugged back there by Maurice Shanahan. So it's going to be a free for Kilkenny. They'll be glad of the breather right now. This is far from being a done deal. That looked like a slip, I have to say.
You see Henry, their eyes on the ball all the way out in front.
Some calls you get, some you don't. So much better than last September. The fans deserved it, the team deserved it, the manager deserves it. And the fans watching at home right around the country and around the world were looking forward to a right good match, and they're getting it. Comes out here towards Henry Shefflin. Oh, to Jamie Nagle, but he plays for Waterford. Over Michael Kavanagh's head. Out by Brian Hogan. Fired back by Tennyson. Into the forward saying, come on, you do it if you can. Larkin, 2 points in the first half. Fouled, free in. They'll be mighty glad of a score here. It's a nervous 4-point gap between the teams. We're in the 67th minute. Well, he's got them mentally very strong for this game, and they've played wonderful hurling. His team have had a battle. If things go to plan, it'll be a 4-match programme in the Championship for Kilkenny. 2 in Leinster, 2 in the All-Ireland Series. This is the third part of that. Henry Shefflin from 30 metres out, high, accurately between the posts and over the bar. 2:22 to 3:14. So can Waterford now eat into the 5-point lead and give themselves a chance? Maurice Shanahan breaking it down. Jamie Nagle going back, right across here, but only into the centre as far as Derek Ling to mop up everything in the middle of the park. Racing out for this one and doing well is Declan Prendergast. Nice ball across to Tony Brown. Slipping it forward into the forwards, where it's won well there by Tommy Welch, but he couldn't get it away, and Owen Kelly got it, and Owen Kelly puts it wide. Oh, he is disgusted with himself. 11
Yeah, Gerard, you know, we said it in the first half, some of those wides were easy wides, and Owen Kelly normally, brilliant block down there by Owen Kelly himself, and normally tapped it over the bar, and they've missed 4 or 5 really easy chances that could have them right in this game.
11 wides. Back once again. Noel Connors in there trying to keep Kilkenny out, and in the end Clinton Hennessy scoops it out for a 65. Not taking any chances. Game still hanging in the balance to a certain extent, even if Kilkenny have a nice 5-point advantage. Got to get another goal, you would feel, if Davy Fitzgerald's team is going to put even further pressure on Brian Cody's team. But Kilkenny have a chance of getting the next score. Henry Shefflin's in no particular hurry. He's got a goal in 13. This is a very important free. And he's put it over the bar. It maintains a very, very healthy lead of 6 points between the teams. Increasingly difficult now for Waterford. TJ Reid gets it in. It's a lovely ball in as far as Owen Larkin, skipping away from Declan Prendergast, running into Brick Walsh, comes back out towards Henry Shefflin, slipping as he was doing so, and the referee then blows his whistle and blows against Kilkenny, and it's got to be a free out to Waterford. Overall, the match has been played in a wonderful spirit. I know there have been lots and lots of yellow cards, but the players have given it everything they've got in the best spirit of hurling. Yeah, there's a lovely touch there by Henry Shefflin. Himself, Brick Walsh had a tussle. Henry picked up his hurl and handed it to him. It's nice to see that sportsmanship there still at the end of the game. Breaks out here to John Tennyson. Slips it away beyond Jackie Tyrrell. Jamie Nagle was onto it inside towards Milan, trying to worm his way through the entire Kilkenny defence, slipping it out here. What a great shot by Kelly. Oh, what a great save to put it over the bar by PJ Ryan. One of the thrills of the game. That's 110 for Kelly. An unbelievable strike there. John Milan bottled up, looked like nothing, slipped a lovely hand pass out. And look at this for a first time pull by Owen Kelly. Brilliant skill. And what a save by PJ Ryan. And sometimes we talk about, you know, the Kilkenny goalies, but he certainly produced a brilliant save. But why was Owen Kelly not on the wing from the start of the game? He scored 3 points since he went out there. Here's Richie True. Here's Richie, but the referee has blown his whistle. That point there by Owen Kelly was the first score for Waterford since his goal. We're in stoppage time. 1 minute of added time. Waterford have given it a great go this afternoon. They have stood up strongly to Kilkenny, the All-Ireland champions, and they're still firing in the slitter here. Tony Brown in there, they want the next score. Deep into stoppage time, about 20 seconds left. John Mullane slipping. In comes Tennyson. In fact, it was Tommy Walsh who came in, another man with the red helmet. And I'm sure Martin White of Tullaroan, who's a 100 recently, will be watching and saluting the great Tullaroan number 5. Jaron, just, you know, the end of the game here now, Kilkenny have done it, but what an exhibition from Waterford to come back from a maul and 23-point defeat last year in the Ireland final. The heart, the determination, and we have to hand Davy Fitzgerald credit as well to manage them to this stage. And 2 things I'll remember from this game is the heart of Waterford and Henry Shefflin, proven again without doubt to be the greatest player that I've ever seen. What a game he's had today. And having said that, he'll be pushed all the way from man of the match by Michael Walsh, who had an unbelievable game at centre back as well for Waterford. Well, the 2 teams with Waterford having the last chance maybe of this game, because we're into stoppage time and well into it. Kilkenny created 38 scoring chances, Waterford created 32. Will Waterford get the last score of the match? And this man has scored 110 as well, and he's going to lob this in. All the way in, fumbled, out it goes, and the referee blows the whistle. It's all over, and Kilkenny beat Waterford in the All-Ireland hurling semi-final and qualify for this year's final, and his team is on for the 4 in a row. This afternoon they got a tremendous battle from Waterford, beaten by 23 points 11 months ago in the final. But in today's semi-final, John Mullane and the rest put it up to Brian Hogan. Kilkenny know they were in a battle. Dan Shanahan came on, made his contribution. Owen Larkin, last year's hurler of the year. They've had some fierce tussles in recent times with Waterford in league and championship. Today was another great ding-dong battle. And Michael, it's ended here with Kilkenny the victors. Kilkenny 2 goals and 23 points. Waterford 3 goals and 15.
Yeah, Ger, I think, what a game we had there today. As I said there at the end, Waterford produced an outstanding performance, but yet again Kilkenny proved why they're champions. They're into another All-Ireland final. We have Tip and Limerick next Sunday, but if we get half the game we got today, it'll mean an awful lot. And these Waterford players deserve huge credit. What they've given to the game over the last 10 or 12 years, and a massive finish. I just noticed one little thing there. Davy Fitz didn't go out and shake hands with Brian Cody. I wonder, is there
I'm sure it will happen afterwards.
I'm sure it will happen afterwards, but I'm sure he's very disappointed. But once again, brilliant exhibition by Henry Shefflin. Owen Kelly 110, but Henry was the man today, 113, and he was the difference at the end of the day.
So there you go, it's Kilkenny who are in the final. Back to Michael.
Chair Kenny, Michael Duignan, thank you very much in commentary this afternoon. Cyril Farr, Gerlach Nana, Tomas McCahey here with me in studio. Well, to say that was a far better game of hurling than the last time we saw the two here last year, Ger, would be an understatement.
Oh, well, Michael, coming in here today, first of all, we wanted a great game because there haven't been many great games this year. And secondly, we didn't want to see Waterford humiliated. Now, they have the very opposite to the humiliation that happened today. Waterford's honour totally restored, and every hurling person will be delighted because these players have given us such thrills for the last 7 or 8 years. They deserved to come out of Croke Park with a display like this today. But on the other side, you have the champions.
Yeah.
What a team.
Yeah.
Somebody always steps up to the plate when the going gets tough. Today it was Henry. The last day it was Martin Comerford. Henry was absolutely outstanding. But it's a game that will be remembered for brilliant hurling, outstanding displays, and right up to the last 5 or 6 minutes was in doubt. And what a game Brick Welsh had at centre back, and Tony Brown, 36 years of age.
I know, yeah.
What a game he had on lock, and he just cleaned him out of it completely. So there were so many things to remember for the game, just what we needed. Brilliant hurling, brilliant game, and deserving winners. Kilkenny deserving winners in the end.
You felt that Waterford did everything they could possibly do in that?
There wasn't much more they could do. As Ger said, pride was restored. They hurled with their hearts. They got to the ball, let the ball do the work. They had a game plan, they stuck with it. But when you're playing great champions, and you're looking probably to me the greatest team I've ever seen anyway. They're going for 4 in a row. They have backs that are tight. They play as defenders. Lynn came on the second half. Michael Rice got molded up the second half, really got into groove. But up front, they have so many players up front they can alternate. And as Ger said, Henry Sheff today was fantastic. Martin Comfort taking off today, and Richie Hogan came on, and it's going to be hard enough to hold him off the team, but probably he won't be on for the final.
And by the way, there was that handshake between Davy Fitz and Brian Cody at the end of the match. We just missed it on camera there. OK, let's hear indeed from Brian Cody, the Kilkenny manager. He's with Marty Morrissey.
Thank you very much, Michael. Brian Cody, congratulations. That was a pretty tough match, wasn't it?
Powerful game, I'd say, Marty. Obviously from where I am, it's a tense game. It's up and down, and it's we get a bit of a lead, and Waterford come back, and it was just outstanding stuff the whole way through. Everything that was great about it, and Waterford played today as we knew they could have played last year, but didn't. And today they were terrific, I thought, and it was really, really a serious battle.
We speculated before the game, indeed both you and I as well, about tactics, but the tactic of putting Henry Shefflin at the edge of the square was a masterstroke. It really did work, didn't it?
He was outstanding, as he tends to be. He was terrific. The service he got was excellent as well, and people may have been thinking that Henry was not at his best this year, but Henry's standards are just so high, and he works so hard to maintain those and to surpass those standards, and he's just an outstanding player. But everything about him is just born out of just sheer commitment to the whole thing, and today he was just terrific.
But it must also have been, from your perspective, that there was a perceived, at least, weakness in that Waterford full back line.
No, I mean, from our point of view, we knew that Waterford were capable of lining out anyway at all. I mean, the 15 were on the field, and they would always be a team that could move around a lot. So they could have Declan Prendergast or Aidan Carney on the edge of the square. Who knows? The last day everybody expected Declan Prendergast and it was Aidan Carney. So we didn't pick a bit perspective from our own perspective, really. And Henry is capable of playing right across the forward line, any position, has done many times. But again, it wasn't a one-man performance. Henry would be the first to acknowledge that. There were some great performances. John Tennyson played on the wing today, and everyone thought he wouldn't be playing on the wing. Thought he was brilliant. Michael Rice midfield. There were so many good aspects to the play. Jackie Tyrrell. You could keep going. And it was just the subs came in. I thought were important as well. So. We're just delighted because the big prize for today is to be in the All-Ireland final. The losers today, it's a terrible place to go out, but we're in the final now, and that's what we wanted to be.
4 in a row dream continues.
Well, look, if we win the All-Ireland final, we'll talk about that, but I mean, we're there as Tipperary or Limerick. I have no idea which team it's going to be, but I just do know that today's battle was a phenomenal battle, but the next day is going to be much harder again.
Well done today, Brian. Thank you for joining us Sunday Game Live.
Thanks,
well done, Brian.
Yeah, Brian Cody, Kilkenny manager there, Tomás Mulcahy. I suppose a lot of the talk after the match will be about the performance by Waterford and how, you know, they banished last year. But let's pay tribute to this Kilkenny team. You know, what an outfit they are.
Yeah, Michael, and if they're to go on and win the All-Ireland this year, I mean, they certainly will be have been tested much more than they probably have in the last couple of years, because you look at the campaign year to date, look at today, and certainly, I mean, Waterford came out all guns blazing and really put it up to them. But like Martin Comerford taking off, man of the match in the Leinster final, up steps Henry Shefflin. Other guys in the forward line maybe didn't produce the goods. They bring on Richie Hogan at the end, a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of life, sets up 2 or 3 points, and that's the difference. They have so much strength and depth. And he mentioned Jackie Turrell. Kind of people say the pace of John Milan would take Jackie Turrell to the cleaner, so you get one-on-one with him. Jackie Turrell won that battle in the end, hands down, I suppose, realistically, you know. So, and that was one of the key battles for Waterford. I mean, he's been their star man all the way through, and today the shackles were put on him. And like, I suppose when you look at it, I mean, maybe one, if there was a negative, he'd be disappointed. 3 goals conceded. Like, there was a lot of other goal chances there for Waterford, you know. I mean, Dan got a ball at the edge of square. I know the goal came from the result in 65. That there was opportunities there, and maybe that's a bit of a concern for them.
It is, because last year they only gave away 1 goal in the whole campaign, and that was when the goalie was changed. This year they've given away 6 goals, 3 against Galway and 3 against today. Very unusual for Kilkenny. It shows you the loss of Hickey at full back. Now JJ was brilliant, but there are times when he does get caught at full back and leaves the thing open.
But if you had Hickey back so full back, that means that you'd be leaving off John Tennyson.
Well, I mean,
but I'm just saying to you, listen to me.
Well, that's the
strength of Brian Cody. The big thing he has going into the game, he has something to work on. They conceded 3-15. Now, it would win a lot of other games, but not against Kilkenny. You know what I mean? So, like in the final, you'll probably find if they can close it down and concede. If they can concede no goals like they're good at, it'll be very hard to beat them.
Yeah.
And they also won today without their centre back. With their centre back, he's making 2 or 3 balls in the whole game.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Kilkenny centre back in a big game hitting less ball or winning less ball. He's just back from injury. It gives him the match practice. He'll be much better when it comes to the All-Ireland.
I mean, the Kilkenny thing was they have been idle for a couple of weeks. Waterford had the benefit of a couple of games coming into it as well, and really stood to him. And he hadn't played
at all since the league final.
Get the views of Davy Fitzgerald, the Waterford manager, with Marty.
Thanks very much, Michael. David Fitzgerald, thank you for joining us. Commiserations, and I know you're heartbroken, but let's look at the positives. Waterford have restored an awful lot of pride.
Yeah, we have. Not good enough and not happy just to restore pride. I thought we could win that game today. I thought we'd give them 2 goals, to tell the truth. I'm not happy about the 2 goals they got in the first half. I think they're beatable. Myself, I was happy with the lads, the way they worked today. We were behind on the back wheel a few times, but we stuck with it. We showed we have character. The amount of rubbish that was wrote after the All-Ireland last year, so it was unjust to them boys who have given an awful lot. So and I think they showed it outside there today. So they did. Their work rate was incredible. So it was just 1 or 2 smaller things, but don't have any doubt them boys will be back again, you know.
The strategy of bringing back your half-forward line certainly seemed to work. Obviously you played defensively for the first half to try and control Kilkenny. It was grand all the way through, you know. We tried to get them up more in the second half, play more short ball, and that's the only way. You have to play. You have to do what they're doing. The thing was last year we weren't ready for what they threw at us. They're playing a football style of hurling the way they're doing it, you know. And we were ready for it a bit more this time. We did it ourselves, that's the truth. And I thought it worked all right. You just cannot leak silly goals, you know. And I know we got a 3rd one there, you know, but we were unlucky for 1 or 2 more as well, you know. But all credit due to the lads. They've worked very hard. Like, no, a lot of people thought that we would just wallow away after last year's All-Ireland, that the beating we got, that we would just lie down and we wouldn't be back there. No one gives a chance against Galway. And even I heard it before the match today, they didn't rate our performances okay this year. We're a working hard team. That's the way the hurling has gone now. There's spectacular things out there, right, but it's down to work ethic. That's what it's about now. And them guys have worked tremendously hard since January 14th when we came back. And despite what a lot of people thought, they came back for more. And my hat is off to the lads. So every single one of them, fair play to them. You scored 3-15, David. That would win most matches, wouldn't it? And indeed, may I also mention that you didn't have one of your best players, Ken McGrath.
Yeah, like if we had another week with Ken, we just got him in there. Like he'd no match practice. He's only back about 3 or 4 days. Like he would have been a massive plus to us, you know. And it's the same. Like even Dan coming in for the last 20 minutes there as he did is a massive plus. So it is. But But it just shows there is a bit of strength and depth, you know, and there is a future in Waterford hurling, and I believe that there's a lot of good lads out there, a lot of lads that have been working really hard, and I'm sure they'll be back in the future without a shadow of a doubt.
Will you be back with them?
I tell you, Marty, you know, I'm just going home and take a break now, and as I'm looking forward to, you know, like, it's been a roller coaster 14 months, so it has. That's what we've been down there, and like, we've been All Ireland, gone to Munster final, come back again to play Kilkenny after the beating we got last year. The thing I love about hurling is just competing and just coming back, and I suppose I would never be happy to come back and beat Kilkenny. Like, that's what's in my head all the time, no matter what the story is, and it's going to happen. It will happen, so it will, and I'd love to be the one when it's around and it's happening, but like, hats off to them. They're worthy champions. I can't say anything about their work ethic, and their enthusiasm still is as good as ever, and same hats off to Brian Cody and them, but we'll be back. There's going to be a time.
We look forward to it. Thank you very much, Davy.
Yeah, one of the things I suppose about that, Gerlach Nan, is he's rightly praising his players and for their effort. But you can hear in Davy Fitz's voice the frustration of those goals they conceded in the first half, which he knows did the damage.
That's, you know, he looked back at it. When they look back at it, they'll say, right, what if we had Declan Prendergast at full back in the first half? There was no chance of a goal in the second half. Prendergast was going to let Shefflin go outside him, but he wasn't going to let him go inside him. And what if we had brought Owen Kelly, or started Owen Kelly farther out the field and started him? Owen Kelly was a bigger one, you're right, a bigger one than the Declan Prendergast thing. Owen Kelly, if he was farther out the field. What if those were there, and what if Ken McGrath was in it? But, like, you know, you have to say, like, Waterford were absolutely terrific today. They surpassed most people's expectations. We were saying if they kept it within 10 points, they'd be doing very well. No, they kept it within, they finished up 5 points behind. Now, when you know, every manager, when you lose, you say, oh God, there was a few goals we shouldn't have given away, whether it's soccer or hurling or anything else. But there were a few goals that Kilkenny could have got as well.
Course, yes.
You know, a few high passes that would have been too high, they could have got 2 more. It's all part of the game. It's all part. The bottom line is, Kilkenny were that bit better. They were that bit craftier, and they took the scores.
The amount of times when Kilkenny get a chance to score.
And it's not an exact science. That's another thing about it, which is the beauty of it as well. Okay, we're headed for another break here on the Sunday game. Now we're back with more on this afternoon's hurling semi-final right after that.